Welcome back. We will be looking at lean manufacturing or lean systems or being lean. You might have heard the term agile and lean a lot nowadays. It's quite popular. So we are going to look at that concept briefly. It's quite important because it actually lean helps like a lean body, right? A lean body means that it's quite agile. It can move fast. It can respond fast. Throughput is very high. The speed of throughput is quite high. Responsiveness is quite high. So, in terms of a company, in terms of a management system, lean essentially means that we are trying to make the company more agile. That's what we will be looking at here. Um, so, lean production is a philosophy of management based on cutting out waste and unnecessary activities. Lean is a philosophy of management. It's not a quality focused technique or quality approach necessarily. Those are different. This is a separate segment. Lean is a philosophy of management. It's an approach to management, like activity based management, right? It's a completely different approach to management based on cutting out waste and unnecessary non value adding activities. So, what are the identified non value adding activities? In fact, this is also part of the Toyota production system and it has come out of Japan. The main uh, lean, the system itself, the proposed theory itself has identified these 7 points that you're seeing as uh, non-value adding activities. What are these? Overproduction, inventory. Inventory is where JIT was used to address. Waiting times, defective units, errors, motion, unnecessary motion, movements, etc. Transportation and over processing. These are the 7 things that have been identified. So a few examples have been provided to you in the text. You can take a look at those. In addition to that, a comparison between a non-lean versus lean manufacturer has been provided to you in an illustration number 8, in different departments. For example, let me look at one of those. When a production problem happens in a non-lean facility, the production line cannot be stopped. There is no proper approach, and there could be 20 to 25% defects. However, in comparison, in Toyota, things are different. They actually have a button for any employee, any factory worker. There, it's like the trust level is that high. Any factory worker can press that button and stop the entire production line immediately. One button press, line stops, and the screen would show where the error is, where the button was pressed, because the button would be pressed only if there's a issue, there's a concern, so if there's a problem. And then when that happens, the experts, who, the workers, the staff will gather, and they will actually address that issue then and there. They will help their colleague and address it then and there. And this is one of the best conformance approaches, and has led for Toyota to be one of the best manufacturing operations in the world, and the highest and the biggest car salesman or car manufacturer. And it also helps the concept of zero defects, or getting things right the first time, because you are dealing with problems then and there, especially during production. So imagine how great of a technique this is. Now, in a lean production system, a few things to understand is that there are a few traits to look at. Production in smaller batches. It leads to quick setup and flexibility. So you don't manufacture large batches. Production happens in smaller batches. Allows more control. HR focuses on empowering staff. Like I said, in Toyota, any general factory worker can press that button and stop the entire production line. That is a lot of power, lot of empowerment. So HR focuses on empowering staff, giving them a career path, and also in the corporate entity, in the company itself, they are valued. They are given a progression path. Employees are trained in all aspects, resulting in flexibility and problem solving. Supply expertise is harnessed, fair price is agreed, and JIT is operated, eliminating inventory altogether. Uh, there are very strong relationships with suppliers. Sometimes suppliers have their own warehouses in the company premises, just to make things easier. Customer flexibility is delivered, and feedback is highly valued. So these are the characteristics of lean production. Okay. Now, actually, the word lean is not new for us. We actually came across the term, if you remember, in chapter number 5, when we talked about management information systems, and we said that management information systems should be lean. So this is just a recap of what we looked at there. A lean MIS should only produce a report if it adds value, and for the people who need it, it should produce information that is accurate, clear, and retrieved easily. It should process information in real time, eliminate waste like duplication. We talked a lot about it in data warehousing and all that. It should be flexible and it should be continuously improved. But that is just additional component as a recap for you. Okay, now let's talk a little bit about a system that is globally popular and enables a lean environment, which is called the 5S. The 5S is a Japanese principle. It's world famous. It's world renowned. You know, Seiri, Seiton, Seiketsu, Shitsuke, all of that. So in English, it's structurized, systemized, sanitized, standardized, self-discipline in that order. So what happens with the 5S concept is, here we go. It is associated with lean and it aims to create a workplace that is very much orderly, very well organized. How? First, you structurize, you introduce order where possible, and then you systemize. You arrange and identify items for ease of use and a systematic approach to things. This is where, you know, if you have heard standard operating procedures are, you know, kind of arrived at. The first steps of writing as SOP for any business process is to structurize and systemize things. Sanitize, you be tidy, you avoid clutter, whether it's in a computer, whether it's, you know, a physical location, anything. And then once you do all those three, it means that you've arrived at a very good point, and then you standardize it, which means you standardize in a way that it will be consistently applied. You ensure that a consistency is applied to those practices, and then you apply self discipline, which means you stick to it. You do it daily. On a daily basis, you get it done. So that is 5S. On that note, we actually finished this chapter. We looked at what quality is, what are the different types of quality costs. We learned that there are techniques of quality management that helps us reduce the quality. Don't forget the conformance versus non-conformance aspect. And we looked at the most effective and most popular uh, manufacturing philosophy for a manufacturing company called Lean, which is backed by 5S. So, on that note, we wrap the chapter up. We will be moving on to a different segment. I'll see you then. Thank you and good luck.